evaluating the HRD program is essential to determine their effectiveness. Anybody who has the advantage or the benefit in the company and they are keen about it, they are the stakeholders. Whenever you go with any socialization, how does impact a human? You are not in the organization, you are somewhere else and you are getting trained like lecture or seminar or conference or symposiums, right? Those are called the off-the-job training. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Vidhyaashram from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students for this third unit where we're going to learn something about evaluating the HRD. Now, HRD we got to know, the framework we understood, and the third unit is evaluating HRD programs. So how exactly we need to evaluate the program, on what benchmarks we are supposed to have it, whether the actual performance should be measured or the standard performance. Here we'll understand each and everything. Before that, let me give you an introduction of the evaluating HRD program. Why are we supposed to evaluate the HRD programs? See, HRD programs helps the employees, but it also helps the employer, because when your skills, right, will be upgraded, that is to the employees, what will happen is the employee performance will be enhanced and they will do more productivity. So every time the HRD program should be evaluated such that what will happen, whether we can increase more productive, whether we can maximize more profit, or whether we can go with more extension of our growth and development. That we will understand only when we evaluate each and every program of HRD. Whether it is really fruitful, whether we are going with 20% profitable or 30% profitable, how will we go and get the results? Because of evaluation. The same way, HRD also, like 20% his skills are upgraded, 30% his skills are upgraded through the process of evaluation. So in evaluation, what exactly happens is, evaluating the HRD program is essential to determine their effectiveness. So suppose we have, say, 3 HRD programs, right? So we have the first, second, third. Now here we have gone with the standard, then the actual, right? Now the standard says that we will be reaching, say, 100% because the program is the best, but actually we went with only 40% we achieved. That means there is a deviation of, say, 60%, right? So we have evaluated. One more program we thought that, right, we can achieve somewhere around, say, 80%, but actually we reach somewhere with 60%, right? Now what is it? The deviation is only, say, 20%. So evaluation is very important, so that the effectiveness of the program we will understand and we'll be able to know that which is the best course of action. Next is the impact on employee development and it align with the organizational goal. So every time, see, whenever we go with the management, right, the functions of management, say planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling, if you start evaluating the plan, evaluating how the organization should be, evaluating the staff, evaluating the directive process and evaluating the controlling process, if we do step by step, definitely, right, we will achieve our goal. But there is a problem with the plan, that is, all plans will not lead to success. That's the reason every time, every step we are supposed to evaluate. The next here is, human resource development program play a critical role in enhancing employee skills, right? Because the more and more you give training and development, the skills will be definitely have an impact. But here if you go with it, it will also foster the leadership development and promoting organizational effectiveness. That's a reality which we are supposed to know. That's why every time, whenever we go with any model of HRD, we are supposed to evaluate it, so that what happens is The next year will be better. The next year will be really good. So that is the reason evaluation process is very, very important. So here we have steps in HRD process. When we go with the same kind of a thing, we have steps for evaluating the HRD programs. The way we went with the process, right? If you remember how we went with the process, here we have what? Step for HRD evaluation. The first thing is the objectives and outcomes are there, right? Now you get the clarity, right? Clarify the program. So objective and outcome, will it achieve it or not? Can it achieve it or not? Say example, I would have said the objective is to maximize the skills of all employees, right? That is the objective. And I have designed the HRD program. Now here we need to be very practical and we need to go with the feasibility. Can it happen or not? Can the outcome be positive or it can be neutral? So we should have a clarified program. Next is collect data, that is relevant data, proper data, right? Why all MNC companies, they are very keen about HRD and HRD evaluation is the real asset of any company or any organization is human resource, that is the people, right? So what happens is they lack somewhere, that is the data. Now you are supposed to understand there is something called MIS, Management Information System. So these are the 21st century tool which will go with the performance appraisal as well as, right? So management information system. So the more data you have on a person or on a team or about a particular say branch or department, you will have relevant data, right? That is, you need to collect all the data. After that, use the evaluation methods and tools. We have all scientific tools here, right? Scientific tools and techniques. So you evaluate it, then you compare the benchmark and the standards. Say when I say benchmark and standards, there are two things, right? Please understand the basic definition of controlling. Controlling is a process of comparing actual performance with standard performance, and if there is any deviation, rectifying the deviation is called controlling. The same way, when you evaluate, you are supposed to have two things, right? You are supposed to have one actual performance, another is a standard performance. But here when we go with evaluating the HRD program, we always have a benchmark, right? Somebody would have set a benchmark. So that you should understand. Then you should design something called the standard. Then the employees will actually go with the program and then they will give a result. That becomes the actual. Now you are supposed to evaluate whether anybody is there who has actually kicked the benchmark itself. Are there people who are there who have touched the standard, or do we need to give them training and development so that they can be really good? So that we are supposed to compare here. Next is the ROI, right? Return on investment. That is, assess the return on investment. Whatever the money was put, right, to the HRD program, did we really are making profitable, or we are in loss, or it is neutral? That we are supposed to understand. Say example, I would have given a training session of say 1 crore where I have actually taken the entire hall, I have given money to the coaches, then I have taken care of my employees, the trainees, their food and everything. No, expense will be there, isn't it? It's not like you come and I'll teach you and it is all done. No, the entire expenses are there. Say example, it is 1 crore. And when it comes to that 1 crore, the next day itself I will not get profitable, isn't it? So I need to wait for some hours. When I say that, say 1 year or 2 year or 3 year or however it is, right? But later, am I getting the return on investment? Whatever I invested on you on training and development, am I getting it back or not? So when I get it back and then I get profit, that is called profitable HRD program. Say example, 2019, I have given you training sessions, everything is done. 2020, I was about to expect that it will yield me profit. But what really happened? COVID happened, and whatever the training I have given, it has nothing to do with the business at all. Now what it is a loss for me. So that we are supposed to assess the return on investment. So the next one process we go is called evaluate the stakeholder feedback and engagement. See, wherever you go, whenever you do evaluation, the feedback is a weapon. If you don't get the feedback, say how the employee is doing or the team is doing it, right? If you don't have that feedback, one thing, they'll not change, nor actually it will help the company. So that's the reason feedback from whom? From the stakeholder. Stakeholder in the sense anybody who has the advantage or the benefit in the company and they are keen about it, they are the stakeholders, right? So stakeholder feedback and engagement is necessary. And the last one is continuous improvement and recommendations. Wherever you feel there should be an improvement, please, you are supposed to make sure that improvement should happen. You should rectify the mistakes. You are supposed to come up with new ideas to patch all these things where there is a flaw. And then recommendations, you should recommend that, okay, not like this, we are supposed to do something like that. So that makes the entire HRD program, right, in a beautiful way. So that's the thing which you are supposed to understand. So these are the steps which is involved in the HRD program. Next is human resource development. In that we have the applications. So whenever we go with human resource development applications, the first and the foremost is the training and development, where we are supposed to go under training. There are different types of training which I have already spoken. That is on-the-job training and off-the-job training. In the on-the-job training, wherever you are working, somebody is there, supervisor or a coach or a mentor, he'll be there and coming and giving you training. That is called on-the-job training. And off-the-job training in the sense, whenever you're not in the organization, you are somewhere else and you are getting trained, like lecture or seminar or conference or symposiums, right? Those are called the off-the-job training. So training is a mandate for any HRD program. The first is training and development program. Next is performance management and feedback. See, here also we are stressing with one particular word, that is called feedback. Then we have career development and succession planning. Whenever I say succession planning, that means who's the next person to be in charge. That is called succession planning. Example, if I give you, say Mahendra Singh Dhoni was the captain of Indian team. So soon after his retirement, who will be the next one? They'll not decide after his retirement, but they'll decide before his retirement. So that is when they introduce Virat Kohli. After Virat Kohli, who will be the next person? Say Rohit Sharma. After Rohit Sharma, who will be the next person? So that is called the succession planning. HRD program, the main intention is, the first thing is training and development, next is performance management and feedback, and the next is career development and succession planning. The next one, which is very, very important, you can get a 2 marks question called DEI, that is diversity, equity and inclusion. The last one is employee engagement and well-being. Whatever HRD does, right, it's all about the end result is well-being. Is the person doing really good? Career development is happening or not? Is he getting monetary benefits or not? Is he comfortable in the organization to work or not? That entire thing is the application. Next one is fundamental concept of socialization. That is, whenever you go with any socialization, how does impact a human? So we are dividing these things into 4 parts. That is primary, secondary, role theory, cultural. And after all the 4, we have the last one, that is a totally different one, that is resocialization, where there is a mistake here, then resocialization will happen for the benefit of the person. So the first one is primary. Whenever I say primary, it's all about the first people whom the small child has interacted. That is the parents, the relatives, the first circle, right? So that is primary socialization. Then the secondary is all about the relatives plus the teachers, the friends and other people. So that helps a human being to socialize in the way he is grown up, right? So that's the reason your primary socialization and the secondary socialization should have good people, so that you will understand how you are supposed to live. Next is the role theory. Now you will give a person a role, right? Then if you are a king, how you will act? His mentality will change. If you are a slave, how will you act? Again, so role theory will be given. Next is cultural transmission, and the last one is re-socialization. So the rectifying whatever happened back, that is called re-socializing. Your primary socialization, now it is a 10 marks question. Please do understand this. It is an initial, that is a foundational process of learning societal norms, values, behavior, and language that occurs during early childhood within the family units. As I told you earlier only, it's the first circle, right? Family members, caregivers, and close relatives play a pivotal role in transmitting cultural norms and values to children. See, example, a small kid who's just 2 years or 3 years, how does he behave? It depends on the environment where he is. That's the reason you are supposed to give the best environment for your children. Reason being, the primary socialization, it plays a pivotal role. It's a very important thing which we are supposed to do it. That is, give your child a proper environment so that it behaves the way the environment is, because it only sees that what you people do, right? And it reciprocated. Say, I've heard so many people saying that my kid doesn't speak properly, right? The reason being, you don't talk to others when your kid is there, right? That's the reason your kid also don't talk properly. Or, see, I'm not talking anything about the genetics. I'm talking about the behavior culture, right? Just a normal child who doesn't talk. Next thing is, they say, my child only wants the mobile phone. Reason, it has seen you people using mobile phone, so it also feels that I should also use mobile phone. It's because of the primary socialization. So be careful when you are with your children. What you speak, what you do, they reciprocate it. They also do the same thing, right? In their own way, which you feel funny for short period. But if it continues, you get irritated. That's the reason the primary socializing is very, very important. Next, here we have is, it establishes the basic framework of an individual identity and understanding the social rules and expectations, right? So very important. Second thing is secondary socializing. Here the teachers, the peers, the students, the friends, they all come together here. Throughout life beyond the family environment, involving interaction with broader social institutions such as schools, workplace, peer group, and media. Teachers, peers, colleagues, mentors, and media influence the acquisition of more complex social roles, behavior, and cultural practice, prepares individuals to navigate diverse social contexts and adapt to changing roles and responsibility. Here, say, the media. Many of you get influenced with the media, how they project others, and you also want to project the same way. See, that is a big problem with so many people, that they are in real life. They're in what? Real life, and they are not in reality or the real life. The reason is, you get influenced very fast. Be it social media, that is, say, Facebook or Instagram or any other platform. You see somebody and their reels where you feel, okay, people are like this, we are supposed to also be like that. So don't get influenced. Secondary socialization influence you, but you influence it in a better way, a good way, rather than in a negative way or in a worse way. So here the teachers, the schools, the college, and everybody are involved with your friend circle. That's why you should have good educations, right? You should be getting admission only in Vidhyaashram, then you will get a beautiful education system here. So that's the reason. Secondary socialization, please do understand. Come and join Vidhyaashram for all your PU degree or any master degree if you have. Please do join Vidhyaashram. So here, preparing individual to navigate diverse social context is there. That is very, very important. And to adapt to the changing roles and responsibility. Very, very important. So that's the reason I told you, right? Primary or secondary, they influence you, but you are supposed to know what you are supposed to take. Next is the role theory. Whenever we go with role theory, it's a very simple example. I'm gonna give it to you. Examines how individuals learn and internalize specific roles and responsibility with society, each with its own set of expectation, rights, and duties. Say example, I'll tell you the role theory. Like, I have two kids. Now, the minute I come to college, I become an employee. The minute I go back, I become a parent, right? It's a role theory. The way I behave when I am a teacher is totally different from the way I behave when I am a parent, isn't it? So that's a role theory example which I always give to my students. The process through which individuals acquire and internalize the behavior, the attitude, and norms associated with specific social roles. It occurs when individuals experience tension or discrepancy between different social roles they occupy. Say example here also I have given parent versus the employee. How I play the role of parent is totally different from the way I play the role of a teacher. So that's the role theory. Next is cultural transmission. So it is a process by which cultural knowledge, belief, value, and traditions are passed down from one generation to the next through socialization. It includes language acquisition, storytelling, rituals, and forms education, among other methods, and transmission cultural heritage. How my dad has taught me, how his dad taught him. So it's the cultural transmission. It enables individuals to adapt to their culture, environment, navigate social interaction, and uphold societal norms and customs. That's the reason it is very, very important for the socialization, that is the cultural transmission. And the last one we have is resocialization. Wherever you went with the primary or secondary, there was some problem, the role theory. Now you felt, no, I should be like this. That is resocializing. It involves unlearning. Unlearning, see, this is a very important thing. Unlearning previously acquired behaviors, values, and attitude, and acquiring new ones as individual transition into new social roles or environment. They occur in institutional settings such as military training, rehabilitation program, or career changes that require adapting to different organizational cultures. Say primary is done, secondary is done, role is done, everything is done. Now re-socializing, how it will come? Say when you go to military, what happens is whatever you learned, right, that will be nullified, and now what you are supposed to learn, that will happen. Just like that everywhere, right? Whichever you felt it was proper, now you are feeling, no, it was not proper, now I should re-socialize it. It requires adjusting to new norms, expectations, and social dynamic, often involving psychological adjustment and cognitive restricting. So that is where you are supposed to go with it. So these are the very important topic, HRD evaluation and socialization, because it is a sure question. Any doubt regarding this chapter, please do call us. We're always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you. Thank you.